Today we are going to write a governance policy. Let's have a look at how I've done it before and maybe you can get some ideas on your next governance policy document. So, what we are going to do now is to look at existing and popular industry policymakers. They do have dedicated research teams and they have already listed a whole bunch of ICT items for us to use. I particularly like the ISO 27001 series, the NIST SP800 series, the CSA Cloud Alliance, and the PSI. But frankly, you can pick whatever policies or group of policies you like. Then we will pick and choose policy items that fit the governance we want to build. You will find that they all have a lot of IT items, likely way more than what we need, and we don't want to be overwhelmed. Instead, we will find their common items, and from there we will select the ones who will make into our 5G model. I first saw this method when I came across a paper from the University of Beijing in China, where these guys wanted to have a structured way to select a cloud provider. I thought that was a good idea and I gave it a go. Now that we selected the items, the next step is to build our governance foundation. They will form the pillars of our governance and operations. 5G stands for Function, Audit, Govern, Interop, and we will add our selected items to define these pillars like risk management, compliance, supply chain, external actors, etc. Only you know what matters to your governance. Next, we will use the PPT model. This is a proven methodology that balances technology, process, and people. Looking at this full picture, we can see that the PPT contains the business drivers that will provide the foundation for the pillars that will define our governance. Before we deep dive into the specifics, let's take a moment to define our risk profile. This document will be a risk-based governance, and each risk profile will have a code for low, medium, and high risk. Next, we will find out what code goes to where. Great, so we picked the items, we defined our pillars, and we created a risk profile. Let's write a document now. For each item, we will set up a policy mapping. Let's say you have a section called Security, and in there you define the items: access control, penetration testing, data redundancy, self-healing. We will assign a risk profile to each item. The high-risk ones indicated our non-negotiable policy items. With the items listed and classified, the magic happens, and a first version is produced for review. Then, eventually, a final version comes up. Congratulations, my friend, we now have a governance policy. I hope you liked that quick video, and let me know if you do have any comments or any suggestions of how would you do it. See you later.